So hello and a very warm welcome to this 5 at 5 session, and I'm joined by Shamik from Vadodara, gearing up for the first ODI of this three-match series. Also joining us is Bharat Ramaraj, and a lot of things are to be discussed today. Of course, the ODI series is upon us. Rohit will join from Zimbabwe, and we'll talk a bit about the Under 19 World Cup and team's preparation as well. There, things are going on in BCCI as well. We recently saw a post from the BCCI and from all the top officials regarding a meeting with VVS Lakshman there, Center of Excellence under 19, and how things can progress in Indian cricket. And of course, we will talk about Shubman Gill and his press conference as well. Shamikda, I'll start with you. Let's start with Shubman Gill's press conference. Give us a bit of a breakdown on what he said at today's PC, and of course, the headline is going around about his T20 World Cup snub. But give us a breakdown on the press conference and what happened today.
The, Shubman's press conference had several news points. Obviously, the headline, as you said, and that is also our copy, that I respect the decision from the selectors. It's regarding his T20 World Cup omission. See, I mean, the way he carries himself at the press conference is just 26 years old, but he carries himself impeccably at the press conference. Obviously, he was hurt. If he says he was not hurt, then I will not take that. He is not hurt, not being able to play a World Cup. Obviously, he is hurt. But then again, the way he carried, he said we need to. And in fact, I asked him this question that see, at the end of the day, professional athletes speak about being in the right mental space. Now, for you, will it be a challenge? Now, given that it's a different format, but um, given that you are not part of the World Cup squad and you were the T20I vice captain only about a fortnight ago, to be in the right headspace would be will this be a challenge? And he replied to that, saying that see, it is for us, it is about living in the moment. It's about the moment, because if we start thinking about what has happened or what is going to happen, then the job at the hand, I will completely bungle the job at the hand. So I am here to play the ODI series, I am here to captain the ODI series. Yes, my focus would be on that. So that is one news point. That was one news point, and that was the headline. but there was another thing very, very important. He was
Hmm.
asked about Test cricket, about the planning part, because I'm coming to you mentioned the BCCI meeting. I'm coming to that, but he was asked about whether he had any inputs to the BCCI. He being the Test captain, he said, "My suggestions only. We need better preparation time. We need to have a better preparation time, better planning. It can't happen that we are playing in Australia and just 4 days, a turnaround of 4 days, and we are playing in South Africa. It can't happen. We need to prepare well, and preparation is a great part, is a big part for me and for the team for Test cricket." Gautam Gambhir spoke about that as well after the second test in Guwahati, after South Africa completed the clean sweep, and he said Test cricket should be our priority. And Test cricket, I mean, we need to prepare. And he criticized the planning part. Gautam Gambhir also criticized the planning part. But here is a catch. Now you are the head coach. Shubman Gill is a new captain. He is a young captain. And Shubman Gill, we all know, is not a captain with Virat Kohli's authority. When Virat Kohli was the captain, the authority he used to have, Shubman Gill is not a captain with Virat Kohli's authority. Gautam Gambhir, you are the head coach. So your input should have been there, that the turnaround time can't be 4 days between the Australia series, inconsequential ODI series, or white ball series in Australia, and the Test cricket, which is the Test series in South Africa, which is part of the World Test Championship. And we fared badly. We bungled it big time. So that input should have come from Gautam Gambhir also. Let's see what happens going ahead. Finally, the meeting you have mentioned, I, I am not going between the lines, Shuman, because the BCCI secretary himself has said it is about the under 19, it is about the academy, it is about the center of excellence. So at this moment in time, and VVS Lakshman was there, at this moment in time, it will not be proper for us to go between the lines or start scratching beneath the surface.
Absolutely. I'll go to Rohit, who joins us from Zimbabwe. There are two people who are making headlines in Zimbabwe. One is One is Rohit Juglan giving us all the updates from Under 19 World Cup, and of course ISO Speed is also there in Zimbabwe, doing all his live streams and
He
journeys
moved to
there in
Zambia.
Zimbabwe.
He he
He has,
he
he has
moved
he
to
has moved
Zambia
to
yesterday.
Zambia now. Yesterday, yes,
Yeah,
till about yesterday, I think he was in Zimbabwe. He went to Victoria
yeah.
Falls yesterday.
Yesterday. Yes, 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 yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, but
Um,
yeah, he has moved to Zambia as his Africa stream continues. But Rohit, I will talk about the Under 19 World Cup. But you have been
yeah.
following what Shubman Gill has said in the press conference today. How much pressure would there be on Shubman Gill? And what are your takeaways from his press conference? Him talking about, of course, the Test cricket factor as well, and his T20 World Cup snub.
So just a historical reference point right behind me. The hotel which you are seeing is the same hotel where Saurav Ganguly asked Greg Chappell that what do you think what I have to do with my batting position, and Greg Chappell said that you should drop yourself, and in spite of that you should give chance to Yuvraj Singh and Mohammad Kaf. So that's the same Rainbow Hotel. Where there were multiple meetings happened in Bulawayo while the time, there were a lot of chatter around that Greg Chappell wanted VVS Lakshman also to know, but not part of squad. Multiple meetings. As I was going through multiple articles at that point of time, written multiple description of this particular hotel. 20 years ago, it's stalling. It's standing pretty tall here. But yes, a lot of stories around that. We'll definitely try to do one. As far as what happened 20 years ago. Maybe Shamikda can help. With his inputs that what
Yeah,
was going on at that point
I
of time
take
because
Rohit, I take exception. Why are you reminding me of that period when we are 24/7 on the toes? And it was Saurabh Ganguly. You can understand. I mean,
yeah,
Saurabh Ganguly was
yeah,
the
yeah,
man
yeah,
who brought Greg Chappell to Indian cricket as the head coach, and it was and
yeah,
we had to be on our toes 24/7, and doing that from India because very few journalists were touring with the team. So doing that from
yeah.
India, you could understand the challenge. And oh my God, it was a nightmare.
And without WhatsApp and Twitter, it's going to
E-
be really difficult. It
exactly.
was damn difficult at that point of time when you don't have day to day
Only
updates or minutes to minutes. But yeah,
landline phone. I'm telling you, landline phone, because those
yeah,
days
yeah,
ISDs on mobile were, I mean, unbelievably expensive. Landline phone to
mm,
hotels, you are
yeah,
asking the receptionist to patch it to the concerned person who, if he is in the room, he will take the call. If he
mm,
doesn't take the call, and what happens in your office when you are making a spree of international calls, ISDs, the HR would ask, why do you need so many ISD calls? So stuff like that, amazing.
and
Yes, Rohit.
that's what I put this across that in today's day and age when things are very quick as far as information news trolls false news post truth era what we call it it's post truth era. What was the struggles of when Shamikda was he's young at this point of time also, but when he was way more younger, what was the struggles at that point of time? So yeah, but coming to what happened in the press conference, look, I tweeted that part also, but I don't know how many times now journalists need to ask Shubman Gill about this, the importance of Roko, Virat, and Rohit. I remember, the similar thing I've said. We were there in Sydney. He's categorically told about Rohit and Virat. Before that, also, in Perth, I was there in the pre-series press conference. He was asked there also. In Delhi, also, he was asked. Shamikda there in Ahmedabad, he was asked the same question. In Vadodara, now he was again asked the same question. I don't know that yes, there were some really good answers as far as that particular answer when it comes down to that what he thinks of the non-selection as far as T20 cricket is concerned, T20 World Cup is concerned. But I think the major point was, the way he concluded about, this team's thought process from here onwards. Because he was looking, yes, it's going to definitely be difficult for him to not on the second time in a row not to be part of the T20 World Cup squad, but he is very clear as far as ODI and Test setup is concerned that how he has to move forward. So for me, yes, we all know that it's not going to be easy for him. And it's not very very old. What we can say means days wise also not very old that we can say that now it's 2 months, 3 months old thing. No, it's not like that. It's happened this month only, almost this month only, and uh, it's going to be difficult for him. But the way the way he was communicating, the way all the pictures were coming from Vadodara, I don't think there is anything related to where we can say that he's sulking or he's not happy with that decision. Yes, it's going to be difficult for him, but it's not showing. At least it's not showing in his words and in his actions also.
Hmm. Bharat, your takeaways from Shubman Gill's press conference, and how much pressure would there be on Shubman Gill given all the social media negativity around him, and people calling for his head? I'll go to Shamik about the practice updates as well, but your take on Shubman Gill and the pressure from this ODI series.
See, genuinely, there shouldn't be much pressure because if you look at his ODI record, average is about 57. He has a strike rate of, if I'm not mistaken, 99. So this
Hmm.
is his best format. This is his favorite format. This is the format where he scores tons of runs. So ideally, there should be no pressure on Shubman Gill, even in terms of his captaincy. Yes, India lost an ODI series in Australia, but in those conditions, in the first two matches, the way the ball seemed around, I don't think we'll get that kind of sea moment in any other country. Even in the World Cup, you won't get that kind of sea moment. So there shouldn't be any pressure. But having said that, I understand how the social media platforms, most of the social media platforms, they're kind of against Shubman Gill at present. So yeah, well, maybe you can tell that there's some little bit of pressure, but I don't think it will affect his captaincy or his batting, because this is a format where Shubman Gill thrives. Even in Test cricket, yes, he has turned it around, but in ODI cricket, he's at some other level. So, and also he's facing up against an experimental New Zealand lineup with a lot of
Hmm.
youngsters, uh, Lennox, Michael Ray, all this Clarkson, Aditya Ashok. So all these youngsters they have got in. So I expect Shubman Gill to do well and score a lot of runs in this series.
Shamita, a lot of people are asking about practice updates. What did Shubman Gill, Virat, Rohit, the entire team did in Vadodara today? And of course, there's a bit of queries around Rishabh Pant as well after you posted that photograph. Please give Pant practice update. How did he bat? And of course, a lot of questions around his injury as well. So if you can give us a bit of an update around that.
Shubhan, I'm coming to the practice bit, but before that, one more point from Shubman Gill's press conference. He was asked about, one former India cricketer spoke about why Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli are playing this format because ODIs 50 over is the easiest format, and that
Sanjay
question was also
Manjrekar, you
asked
mean?
Sanjay Manjrekar. So that question was also asked to Shubman Gill, and he said, "I don't think, because if you look, the Indian cricket team hasn't won a World Cup since 2011. So that it does suggest that it is not an easy format. Also, it is any format is challenging, and any format requires strong resilience. So he obviously defended the two senior players. So that is one thing. Now coming to the net part, it was an optional practice session. 7 players came. Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, KL Rahul, Ravindra Jadeja, Shreya Iyer, Mohammad Siraj, and Rishabh Pant. And they did their drills. They did their drills. Rishabh was looking, I mean, in brilliant touch at the nets. I mean, we all have heard of Rohan Kanhai's falling sweep. What I saw at the nets today, Rishabh did a reverse spool or sort of reverse hook like that, and it went for a 6. And then, while taking a throwdown, he was hit on the rib. He was. Then there was it had to be taken care of in terms of it forced him to take treatment, but apparently it didn't look anything serious. Yes, he walked off gingerly, but that is part and parcel of training schedule. I mean, while taking throwdowns, players get hit. So it is like that. I don't think there is much of a concern in terms of Rishabh Pant. It will be something long term. It's just an impact injury. It's just an impact injury. The ball hit him on the ribs, and that's it. And a bit of ice, I think, will do the trick.
Right. I'll
And
go
one
to
more
Bharat.
thing, yes,
Yes,
Shubhan, just one more thing, Shubhan. It was very nice to see Shreya Iyer at the nets, because
yes,
yesterday he
I
had
was
a close
coming to
shave. I mean, okay, okay.
at airport. At the
Okay, please
airport,
carry on.
yes, he
Yeah,
almost
airport.
Shreyas Iyer almost got bitten by a pet dog, but thankfully he escaped that. But Bharat, I want to ask you about this New Zealand side as well. As you said earlier, this is an experimental side. Do you think they can, possess a bit of a threat for this Indian team, or do you think it should be an easy uh, walk in the park for the Indian team?
It should be an easy one. See, they have sent an experimental squad. Obviously, they also want to get a little bit of depth, maybe, and some of the players may not be available as well. But having said that, there are some decent players. Look out for this Michael Ray. He's, I think, a decent base bowler. Clarkson looks like maybe he's quite decent. So they have some young players coming to the ranks, and also they have sent obviously a few veterans as well because they have to maybe fill the squad. Henry Nichols is coming back whenever New Zealand needs someone, uh, maybe come in as a replacement or fill in as a replacement. There's always Henry Nichols. So yeah, they don't have much going for them. Lennox, that's one more cricketer. Yeah, Lennox, a few more cricketers here and there. Aditya Ashok is there. Uh, it's not a squad that should really threaten India in Indian conditions. I expect an easy series win. But of the lot, yes, Kyle Jamieson also is coming back. But of the lot, look out for I think Michael Ray is one of the few prospects in that particular squad, and John Clarkson who might impress the viewers. But India should have it easy.
India should have it easy. Rohit, your thoughts on this ODI series? Of course, focus will be on Rohit and Virat as usual. But any particular thing you want to see from this Indian team in this series, experiment wise, batting order wise? You want to try a few players out in this ODI series. What are your thoughts ahead of the first ODI?
So I think first thing will be obviously, there were a lot of questions around the rotation of Ravindra Jadeja and Akshar Patel. Now again, Ravindra Jadeja is into the scheme of things at this particular series. So I really want to know that what they want to do with both of them. Is because Akshar Patel already scored 100 in Vijay Hazare Trophy at the very first game he played. After that, whatever niggle he had, he came back. He scored a brilliant 100. I think that was his first 100 in Vijay Hazare Trophy also. So from there to to picking up between Ravindra Jadeja and Akshar Patel. Apart from that, I really want to see that whether they now will give chance to Rishabh Pant also, because what happened just before the series selection, there was a lot of chat around this, that will Rishabh get a chance or they will replace him with Ishan Kishan. But as Shamikda rightly said on that very day, that it won't be fair if you drop Rishabh Pant from here onwards. And we also in our all the shows we discuss the same thing, that giving just one game in 2 years and after that dropping him won't make sense. So will they be carrying that forward, or will they just give a chance to Rishabh Pant also? Because it won't be fair to him then, if suddenly out of nowhere he gets a game in any kind of situation, then means someone will have an excuse that Rishabh didn't get a game time as far as last 2 years is concerned. So will you want to carry him like this only, or will you want to give him a game? That I think that couple of things. Obviously, Rohit Virat, you said Shreyas Iyer after an injury, but I don't think there will be anything to prove for Shreyas Iyer. He has brilliant record, as we are continuously said about Shubman Gill's record. If there is anyone or someone close to that vicinity, Shubman Gill's vicinity of scoring runs, it's Shreyas Iyer. We all know that in last 2 to 3 years there is these two boys, Indian boys, who are doing really well as far as ODI format is concerned. But the one more thing which I want to see is the fast bowlers. You are trying to give them the game time. You want to give them experience. You are giving them series after series after series. But still we have to see that maturity level coming into the bowling of either you ask about Arshdeep Singh or Harshit Rana. There are a lot of extras being conceded by both the bowlers. So discipline wise we have to see them, and then are they really getting something from the experience also? That also we have to see in this particular series. So there are few points which they have to specify at this particular series. I don't think there will be any kind of eagerness, because after this you have to play another ODI series. I think 6 months from here onwards, you have to either play with Afghanistan or England. I'm not very sure about the schedules, but yeah, 6 months from now. So not very you are not in a eagerness of finding something out of this series. But yeah, there will be certain questions around players.
Shamik, the plenty of queries are around Shreyas Iyer as well. How did he look at the nets? And people are asking about a probable playing 11 for the Indian team tomorrow.
Shubhan, it's not about watching Shreyas at the nets. The way he played those two Vijay Hazare trophies in the first
Right.
game after coming back from the injury, he scored that brilliant 54 ball, 74 or something. Offhand I can't remember the exact score. He had a couple of reprieves in that game, but I spoke to some of the Bombay people in the some of the guys in the Bombay team, and they were very impressed the way he was timing the ball and all. They were very impressed in the second game also. Although Bombay lost to Punjab, Shreyas scored runs, so it felt like he was never been out of the scheme of things. So it's and this is the format he likes. And unfortunately, at this moment in time, he's just one format player. At the nets also, he was timing the ball well. He's a very good 50 over player. He is also a very good T20 player, but maybe team combination or whatever you say, he doesn't get a chance in the T20Is. But he is a very good player. As regards the team combination, I expect. Compared to the side that played against South Africa, obviously Shubman is back and Shreyash is back, so they will replace Rituraj Gaikwad and Tilak Verma, and I expect Mohammad Siraj to play also, because Mohammad Siraj was rested for the South Africa series. So from that point of view, I expect Mohammad Siraj to play also. In terms of the Baroda Cricket Association pitch, you never know until the first ball is bowled. But from a distance, from the press box, or when we are watching the fielding practice from outside the boundary rope, it looks like a belter. It looks like a belter, a batting paradise sort of. So that would be the case. And otherwise, this ODI squad picks itself.
Indore, Baroda, these are the two of the most flattest pitches in India. If you look at domestic competitions as well. But yeah, Shamikta, do you see any chances of Rishabh Pant being part of the playing 11 tomorrow or in any of the three games?
I don't any of the three games in India win the first two, maybe the third ODI. But at this moment in time, Rishabh Pant doesn't have a place in this team, because number four is Shreya Iyer, right? And then number five is KL Rahul. That's the way they have chosen the batting order. The thought process of this team is Rishabh Pant is the backup. It is like the second goalkeeper in a football team. No matter how good you are, no matter how good you are, when your first choice is playing, you don't get a game. So it's like a
Hmm.
very good second goalkeeper in a football team. So KL Rahul is India's first choice as a wicketkeeper batsman in this format. So unless he is not fit or something, he is resting or anything, I don't see Rishabh getting a game. At least for the first two matches, I don't see him playing. But you don't know, Gautam Gambhir or Shubman Gill, they have a mind of their own. They might pull off a surprise, but I don't see Rishabh playing at least the first two matches.
Bharat, on similar lines with Hardik Pandya out of this particular ODI series, do you think that the Indian team management, the leadership group should give a go to Nitish Kumar Reddy as well, who is a part of the squad?
Yeah, they should. Ideally, they should. But having said that, I'm not very sure of Nitish Kumar Reddy in ODI cricket, because it's not a like for like replacement. Let us be.
Mhm.
That's a fact, because Nitish Reddy is someone who just gets the ball to kiss the surface. Yes, he now bowls a wobble seam delivery, but it's not a like for like replacement in the sense that Hardik Pandya can hit the pitch hard. He's a bit quicker with the ball in hand. Leave alone Hardik Pandya's batting. I think the main factor to look at is Nitish Reddy just can't replace Hardik Pandya as a bowler, because Hardik
Of
Pandya is
course.
very, yes, he can bowl the slog overs. Having said that, obviously when once you picked him, then I have to give the all rounder a chance. I would have also thought of Shivam Dubey somewhere in ODI cricket, provided you the coaches or the provided the coaches or the selectors felt that is fit enough to bowl 7 or 8 overs, because he's someone who's taller, hits the pitch a little bit harder, gets a little bit of bounce. So I would have definitely thought of him. Somewhere they have kept their faith in Nitish Reddy, which is good to see. And once they have kept their faith in him, they should definitely pick him. But I don't think he can replace Hardik Pandya as an all-rounder. Just the fact that he's just not there when it comes to bowling to match Hardik Pandya's different type of skill set that he brings to the table.
Rohit, a bit on the under 19 team as well. You are there to cover the World Cup. What's the status on Ayush Matre and Vihan Malhotra? Both have joined the squad but did not practice yesterday. What's the status of the team today? And there's a bit of a funny question also. Rakshay Bhardwaj is asking under 19 में आयुष मात्रे बहुत मैच से रन नहीं बना पा रहा है. ऊपर शायद किसी ने लिखा भी था कि ड्रॉप कर देना चाहिए.
तो दो चीजें हैं इसको लेकर के, अगर आप शुरू से शुरू करते हैं. The first thing is obviously there is a game going on. India versus Scotland is going on at this point of time, and sadly,
Right.
Ayush Matre didn't able to score today. Also 96.
Right.
Vaibhav Suryavanshi scored 96 in some 50, 56 or somewhat 54, 56
Right.
balls. It was again the similar kind of inning. 7 sixes, 9 boundaries. So quite a typical Suryavanshi kind of innings. Then the latest I was checking, Aaron George got out and he scored a half century also. And apart from that,
Right.
Vihan Malhotra at that point of time was playing around 48. Abhigyan Kundu was with him at that point of time. So at this point of time, I think Indian innings will be over, and we have to
Hmm.
see that what our bowlers do. So
Yeah.
as you know that in these kind of warm up games, it's not about limited players. You can opt for 12. As many options as can possible. Indian team is looking for 5 pacers, including all rounder. So I think what they are trying to do is they are trying to check their bench strength as per the conditions, because the league games
Hmm.
will happen in the Queen Sports Club, and this particular game is going on in Athletic Club. So
India
there are,
have
yes,
scored
two different conditions, two
370.
different.
India have scored 374 runs. Abhigyan Kundu scored 55.
374.
Uh,
Okay.
Vihan
Okay.
Malhotra scored 77 of 81. And Vaibhav Suryavanshi, as you
Yeah.
said, 96, and Aaron George 61.
Yeah.
Down the order, R.S.
Yeah.
Amrish scored 28 not out, and Dipesh Devendran chipped
Yeah.
in with 10
Yeah.
runs not out. 374
Okay.
for 8 in
So
50
yeah,
overs.
you can tell Ayush Matre's score also, because the question was
Uh,
related to Ayush
22 of
Matre.
20, 22 of
20,
19,
22.
22 of 19 balls.
So the thing is, पहली चीज तो ये है कि दोनों फिट है, कम से कम ये हमें पता चल चुका है. विहान भी खेल रहे हैं एंड आयुष भी खेल रहे हैं, तो ये चीज कम से कम क्लियर है. यस, जब आप ये कह रहे हो कि पिछले अगर आप 13-14 मैचेस देखोगे आयुष मात्रे के, उनके रन्स नहीं आए हैं. यूथ ओडीआईज में उनके रन्स कहीं पर भी नहीं है. आप इंग्लैंड में देखो, उन्होंने 5 में से 4 मैचेस खेले, एक मैच नहीं खेल पाए थे वो, उसमें अभिज्ञान कुंडू ने कैप्टनसी करी थी. फिर आप 3 मैचेस ऑस्ट्रेलिया में देखोगे, वहां पर भी रन्स नहीं आए. एशिया कप में उनकी एक इनिंग्स आई थी जिसमें उन्होंने 38 रन स्कोर करे वर्सेस पाकिस्तान लीग स्टेज में. इसके अलावा अभी तक उनके पास कोई बड़ी पारी नहीं है. बड़ी पारी इन द सेंस, मतलब मैं वैभव सूर्यवंशी से तो कंपेयर ही नहीं कर रहा हूं, क्योंकि सूर्यवंशी की अपनी लीग चल रही है. वो कर रहा है पाकिस्तान के समीर मिन्हाज से, इस समय पे उसका चल रहा है उनके साथ. ये इंडिया वर्सेस पाकिस्तान, मतलब आप चाहे मैचेस ना दो इस पूरे के पूरे वर्ल्ड कप में, बहुत बहुत लो पॉसिबिलिटी है इंडिया वर्सेस पाकिस्तान की. अगर होगी तो सेमीफाइनल में कहीं जाकर मिलेंगे दोनों. लेकिन ये जो है ना, क्योंकि उसने परसों अभी समीर मिनास ने 42 गेंद में 100 मार दिया और इसका रिकॉर्ड तोड़ दिया वैभव सूर्यवंशी का. वैभव सूर्यवंशी का रिकॉर्ड है 52 बॉल में 100 का, उसने 42 गेंद में 100 मार दिया है. तो ये एक राइवलरी एशिया कप से शुरू हो चुकी है. तेज भी खेलने की, यंग भी प्लेयर्स है, और इनके साथ साथ दोनों में बहुत पोटेंशियल है. तो इस समय पे मैं हाइपर नेशनलिस्टिक होकर ये नहीं बोलूंगा कि नहीं यार अभी तो ये है वो है वैसा है ऐसा है. अच्छा खिलाड़ी लग रहा है, बढ़िया नाम, उसकी भी बढ़िया डिस्कशंस हो रहे हैं यहाँ पर भी. बट आयुष मात्रे के साथ जो प्लस पॉइंट है ना, कि अगर आप उसका डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट देखो, वहां पे 100 मार चुका है 2-2. अगर आप स्मैट देखोगे, या अगर आप डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट देखोगे, या जैसे शमिकदा बता रहे थे बूची बाबू में भी कप्तानी कर रहा है, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि उसमें कुछ है नहीं, बस ऐसे ही किसी ने नाम पकड़ा दिया और नाम लेकर के आप आगे चल रहे हो. इवन इंग्लैंड में यूथ टेस्ट में उसने 100 मार रखा है. यूथ ओडीआईज में रन नहीं आए, लेकिन यूथ टेस्ट में 2-2 100 रखे हैं. तो बात, अगर आप ओवरऑल फॉर्मेट्स को थोड़ा सा, यस आपको क्लबिंग करना पड़ेगा फॉर्मेट्स को, लेकिन आपको डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट भी देखना पड़ेगा. आपका डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट कोई कमजोर क्रिकेट तो है नहीं. मुंबई की टीम के लिए खेल रहा है, मुंबई की टीम कोई कमजोर टीमों के खिलाफ तो खेलती नहीं है. वहां पर उसने 100 मारे हुए हैं. तो यस, अगर आप अंडर 19 के यूथ ओडीआईज देखोगे, 13-14 मैचेस में उसके 105 या 110 रन है, हाईएस्ट स्कोर 36 रन है पाकिस्तान के अगेंस्ट. इसके अलावा उसके कुल मिलाकर के 14-15 मैचेस में 110 रन ही होंगे, लेकिन आप डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते, आप यूथ टेस्ट
Right.
इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते, उसकी कैप्टनसी एबिलिटी आप इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते, और आप ये इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते कि भैया सीएसके के लिए भी जो उसने शुरू किया कैंपेन, वो भी एक पॉजिटिव नोट पे शुरू किया है। तो यस, यूथ ओडीआईज का एक सैंपल साइज है, लेकिन मैं सिर्फ यूथ ओडीआईज क्यों देखूं जब मेरे पास आयुष मात्रे को जज करने के लिए और भी 4 चीजें हैं, तो मैं वो सारी चीजें भी देखूंगा। और अभी ऑब्वियसली यार, अभी वो 17-18 साल का लड़का है और
Right.
परफॉर्म कर रहा है, कैप्टन है इंडिया का, हर जगह जहां पर भी गई है इंडियन टीम जीती है, तो ऐसा तो नहीं है ना कि उसकी कप्तानी में कोई बात नहीं होगी। सो आई थिंक देयर इज अ लॉट टू लुक फॉरवर्ड टू रादर देन जस्ट द यूथ ओडीआईज रिकॉर्ड। तो हमें बाकी सब कुछ भी देखना है, सिर्फ एक चश्मे से देखकर और ये कह देना नहीं यार इसको बाहर करो बेकार है। मतलब एक तरफ तो हम सूर्य कुमार यादव को बैकिंग दिए जा रहे हैं, दिए जा रहे हैं, दिए जा रहे हैं, और यहाँ पर हम कह रहे हैं कि नहीं आप अपने अंडर 19 कप्तान को क्यों लेकर जा रहे हो। सो मतलब देखना चाहिए, हमें सारी चीजें देखनी चाहिए, एक चीज नहीं देखनी चाहिए बस।
बिल्कुल।
दैट्स माय पॉइंट।
We'll keep an eye on what is happening in Bulawayo in Zimbabwe. In the entire Under 19 World Cup, Rohit will continue to give you all the updates. Samikda is there in Vadodara to give you the coverage of the first ODI between India and New Zealand. So updates will keep on coming from everywhere. So stay tuned to Rev Sports, and thank you Shamikda, thank you Rohit for joining for now. Bharat has just left for his tennis assignment. So all round coverage coming your way from Rev Sports. So across all the platforms. So stay tuned and keep watching Red Sports. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends in your community. And keep watching. Thank you so much for now, and we'll keep on giving you all the updates. Thank you.